Here at MWC, we've seen great phones, we've seen inexpensive phones, but we haven't seen many inexpensive great phones. That is, until this. We're at Obi. I'm speaking with Raphael, who's going to explain why the best phone is the one that you can afford. Raphael, for those people who maybe don't know the Obi story, can you tell us how it was founded?
Basically, the main concept behind Obi was to deliver an uncompromised, awesome kind of design experience for young people all around the world. And the basic thesis is if you have $1,000, you can buy something that's really beautifully designed and have a great experience. If you've only got $100 or $200, you're often limited to buying a phone which is spec-based, right? You're going to get something that might not be very beautiful, very well thought through, but it'll do, I guess, right? So we feel that people should have the opportunity to have choice, and if you're going to pick a $100 or $200 smartphone, then we think our ones will stand out.
Let's set the ground rules here, because some people in our audience don't quite understand what we mean when we say affordable. For them, affordable might be, a $400 phone, or maybe a $300 phone. That's not where Obi starts.
It's not, no. I mean, we want people to basically have access to phones that are under $100. So, you know, in many markets, you're buying the phone outright. It's not subsidized. You're living on a prepaid device. But your phone is actually the thing that connects you to the world. The internet's right there. You're maybe even doing micropayments in some of these markets. So it's really important. And having access to good quality and fantastically designed products is very empowering.
Let's talk about this. This is the flagship. This is where it all started, the SF1. The first thing you're going to notice about this phone is it actually feels really good. It doesn't feel like a cheap plasticky phone. It's solid. It's got nice corners. It's well designed. Tell me the specs. What are the vital statistics of the SF1?
So basically this is a Qualcomm chipset. It's got an exciting Snapdragon processor. It's dual quad-core, so what that gives you is plenty of power if you want to run multimedia or 3D rendering, but it also allows you to run on a single core when you're not doing so much, so your battery life is a lot better. It's also got fantastic sensor for the camera. We're using Sony, the Exmor R sensor, which is one of the best in the business. We've got Dolby Audio built in as well. We work with them as partners to ensure that you have an amazing multimedia experience, and Corning Gorilla Glass 4 protection for this raised floating glass display. So we've tried to really pack it with all the best tech available and put it in the most beautiful body that we could design.
And the price point for the SF1?
It's about $250. It depends where you are in the world because of taxes and import duties and things like that, but it's roughly in that price point. And we have two variants, a 2GB variant RAM and a 3GB variant RAM, so there's plenty of power there for you.
Okay, Raphael, that's the flagship. Let's go ahead and wander over here to a device that's designed for those people who live in 3G markets. Now, 4G, everyone wants a 4G phone, but if you live in a developing nation that doesn't have a 4G network, it doesn't make sense to have one of those phones. That's why you've created this. Tell me about the SJ 1.5.
So the SJ 1.5 is a really exciting device for us because it's mass market device. It's a 5-inch display, and it's got this beautiful ammunition design with the flat top, the kind of straight top, the crisp top, and this curved bottom, and it's a polycarbonate body that we've worked really hard on to have a 2.5D curved screen that fits really nicely in your hand, so it just feels great. And that design language is carried through to the UI, so you'll see the icons have the flat top and curved bottom as well. So we're really thinking through, not on a hardware level, right through to the software experience as well. And this is opening up markets for us at a price point roughly around the $130 mark. So this is currently our most affordable device.
And I know this is running Android 5.1. It's actually still quite snappy. I do have to say, it's not a cheap phone. It's an inexpensive phone. There is so much design work that's been put into this. We were talking about this before we turned on the camera, where it's not just a rebrand. It's not just a plasticky piece of phone that works. There are actual people at Obi who are arguing with the manufacturers over a millimeter to make it look right.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of so important to focus on those tiny details, and there's a friction between designers and manufacturers, because manufacturers want what's easy, a designer wants what he's designed because he's put a lot of love into that, and sometimes you have to work through it with the manufacturer to get what you actually wanted, and it's too easy for vendors to make compromises, and we've kind of gone through that process and found that we could get what we wanted if we really pushed.
Okay, we've talked about the Flagship, which will run based in where you are in the world, a little over 200. We've got this phone, which is a little over 100. Let's look at where you land in the middle. So if you are in a 4G market, in a country that does support 4G connectivity, we've also got a phone for those folks. Tell me about the MV1.
So the MV1 is a 4G device. For us, it's really exciting to see the design language and the evolution of what happens when designers get excited about smartphones, because you saw the design of SF1 with the floating glass display. We had awesome feedback from people. They loved it. And you saw the kind of unique shape of the SJ 1.5, and this is kind of the love child, I guess, of those two, because it has the similar silhouette to SJ 1.5, but we've incorporated that killer floating glass display, and as a 4G device, we're able to hit a price point of around $150. That's something that can potentially open up markets for us as well in places like Southeast Asia, Africa, LATAM, and this is a true world phone. All our devices are dual SIM, and we're really trying to basically give everybody access to beautiful designs.
Rafael, this is an eye-opener. I'm so glad that we managed to stop by the Obi booth, because this is a new paradigm in phones, a way to get an inexpensive device that is still well-designed and well-thought. Now, if they wanted to find out more about Obi, about your entire line of phones, where could they go online?
Best place is probably obimobiles.com. Obviously, we're on Facebook too, so just type in Obi Worldphone or Obi Mobiles. You're going to find us, and please do engage with us. So we'd love to hear what you think. We'd like, the way we design the phones is through, ammunition guys who are right behind you, listening to what people are saying and what they're experiencing. So please check us out, talk to us on social media, and help us get these even better.
Thank you very much for sharing your tech. Thank you very much for sharing your products. If you are looking for a phone that's not going to break the bank and yet still has that design, well, help me, Obi Worldphone. You're my only hope.